Hola amigos, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update as to what has been going on with my Camp Nano project. Yeah, it hasn't been good. I don't know if you can still hear it in my voice, but I haven't been very well. Which is, yeah, I'm going to have a really good moan during this video, basically. So settle yourself down with a hot beverage of your choice. And yeah, let's just have a little bit of a whinge together. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Emma Bennet. I'm a UK-based writer, and I usually write contemporary romance and the occasional children's picture book. And I'm also a freelance developmental editor who can be hired on Fiverr. The details of that will be down in the description below. Anyway, so Camp Nano, I'm guessing everybody knows what Camp Nano is who's watching this video. If you don't, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It takes place in November every year. And then there are also two kind of smaller monthly writing things in April and July, and those are called camps, Camp NaNoWriMos, or Camp Nano for short. And whereas with NaNoWriMo, people tend to write a 50,000 word first draft of a book. With the camps, there's kind of more freedom to come up with your own kind of idea of what you'd like to do during the month. Anyway, I was being quite traditional, though my plan was to write a 50,000 word first draft of my first ever Regency romance, which I was really excited to write. And I've been doing a lot of research into how to write a Regency romance, about the Regency period, all kinds of stuff like that. And I've got lots of videos about that if you're interested as well. Again, linked down in the description below. Anyway, so my grand plan was that I was going to start off like really strong with this camp. I was going to get some nice high word count days at the beginning because I've got quite a lot on this month anyway. So I was really wanting to get a little bit ahead at the beginning of the month. But to start off, that didn't happen really. But that's fine. And I did end up getting a little bit behind in the first week just because I was going to say life. It was kind of half life, half just me, I'd say. We'll go with a 50-50 split. I'd say that is fair. So I was already kind of thinking, oh, yikes. Like, how am I going to deal with this? It was fine. I needed to make sure that I did 2,000 words a day. I worked out for a while just to make sure that I was completely back on track again. Yeah, so I did that. I managed that. I've got my figures, but yeah, I don't know. My head's still too woolly from not being well to like deal with figures. So we won't look at figures too closely. Basically, I managed that for a couple of days. Which was cool, but I've never been someone who can do really high word count days. People who do like 10k days and stuff are just amazing to me. They're like unicorns, writing unicorns. A really good writing day for me is 2.5k, and usually I'm more of a 1k word count kind of gal. Anyway, so what I found was that it was taking me a really long time because I'm having to look up so much as I'm writing to make sure that I've got stuff right for the period and that I'm not either using language which wouldn't have been used, or I don't know, talking about them going to watch an episode of EastEnders or something. I wouldn't do that, but you get what I mean. So yeah, it was slow going as opposed to in NaNoWriMo when I did a 50k draft in the month of my manuscript Centre Stage, which is going to be published next year. I was able to kind of knock out 2k during my 3-hour writing sprints, or maybe a little bit longer than that, like say 3.5 hours it would take me to do my writing for the day. It's taken me a lot longer to do that with the Regency. Me partly, I guess, but also yeah, it's the looking everything up and checking things, and I'm just not used to writing in this genre, so I'm loving it, but it's taking me a bit longer. But anyway, so I was like, okay, like I can do this. I can write 2,000 words a day on this, but it really is a big commitment. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, and I didn't actually really want to be like that for the rest of the month because I want to have some fun as well. You know. Anyway, so pottering along, and then I got sick. I'm blaming Andy from the channel Self Pub with Andy. He's blaming me for getting him sick. I'm blaming him. Neither is actually likely at all, but whatever. Yeah, I got sick and just like a heavy cold. But my head, as I said, is still kind of all woolly. I don't know if you get like this, but not only was I feeling horrible, but your head's just all kind of like, whoa, and you can't think. So I think the first day I wrote like 200 words or something. And then I had 2 days where I just didn't write anything. And by that point, I was beginning to feel a little bit better. I was getting over the very worst of this cold. Ugh. But I was beginning to panic because I was like, oh my goodness, now I have even more that I need to write every day. And, I can probably do it, but, I want to spend some time with my family and have some fun this month as well. I don't just actually want to be sat in front of my laptop for kind of 8 hours a day, like eking out words one by one and researching and stuff. That's not how I wanted to spend the whole of my July. So I did the really grown-up thing, and I am very proud of myself for doing this because honestly, I didn't even know that this was possible. But I logged in to the NaNoWriMo website and I changed my goal for the month. It was that simple. So, I still want to do camp. I didn't want to just give up. I was going to do some more writing this month anyway. It wasn't that I was just going to throw my hands in the air and not write anything else. So what I did is I put the goal down from the 50,000 words to 30,000 words. So now all I need to write is what do I need to write today? I haven't 979 words. So basically 1,000 words a day, which is completely doable. And I'm hoping that I might have a couple of days where I manage a little bit more than that anyway, as I get back into writing. And so that will go down a little bit again. So yeah, but I didn't even know that was a thing. I feel that you can't change the goal for NaNoWriMo itself, and that it's just for camps that you can. But it was just such a relief. As soon as I did it, I was like, oh, there you go. The world hasn't ended. So, I won't have as many words as I'd hoped to by the end of the month. And, I won't have a complete draft or anything. I think that I'm hoping that this manuscript will actually come in at about 70,000 words anyway. So, I wouldn't have a complete draft with the 50K anyway. But yeah, I'll have a good number of words, I'll have the basis of the story, and then I can just continue working on it in August is what I figure. And hopefully we'll have finished it or close to finished it by the end of August. That's my plan. So yeah, but I was just really impressed with myself actually, because in my head, I thought, right, I've got two options. I can either force myself to write all these words every day and I'm not going to enjoy it. And I think that would come across on the page because I was really, really enjoying writing it previous to this. I'm loving the research. I'm loving my characters. My hero is just, oh yeah, ladies. And I didn't want it to become a complete chore and for me to be waking up every day going, oh, right, best part of the day is going to be spent doing this and I can't do the things that I want because I've got to spend so many hours doing this because it's taking me so long to write these words. So yeah, so it was kind of either that in my head or just say, okay, I quit Camp Nano. So yeah, it was really nice to discover that I had that third option, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, obviously, I'd rather end the month with 50,000 words and be that much closer to a completed manuscript. But there you go. What can you do? That's the thing. These things happen, don't they? I could not have predicted that in the middle of July I would come down with a cold. You can really hear it in my nose because I've been speaking for a few minutes. I cleared my nose completely before starting filming, but maybe I've gone on for longer than I thought I was going to, so it's really filling up now. But yeah, I couldn't have predicted that this was going to happen. And sometimes stuff does happen like this in life, and with the best will in the world, we do have to change our plans and be accommodating to ourselves and to our bodies. I was just too sick to write, but I did manage to do some great reading, which was really cool. And I managed to do a little bit of research. So, you know, it wasn't that I didn't get anything done during those days when I wasn't very well. I just wasn't able to do writing, I suppose. But yeah, so I'm in a happy place with it now. I'm pleased. I managed my 1,000 words yesterday in a much shorter amount of time. I've done a little bit today. I've got a little bit more research to do before I start writing properly, though, on some Regency dances, which is very fun research. And yeah, and then I'll get that done. So hopefully when I give my update next week, yeah, this will be all kind of coming together nicely, and yeah, it should be an exciting part of the plot at that point as well. It's great fun. Honestly, if you have been considering writing a Regency romance, just do it. It's great fun. It really is. I'm loving it. I really, really am. Anyway, okay, I'm going to go and blow my nose and sort myself out now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that your camp is going really, really well for you. Do let me know, like in the comments below, kind of let me know what's going on with you guys, how your projects are going. If it's not going so well, I feel you. I feel you. And if you didn't know about changing the goals, maybe I've given you a little option there. But if it's just all too much, and you know, whatever has happened, and you just feel you do have to just say, no, like camp isn't for me, it turns out this month, you know, maybe I'll do it again another time. That's fine. That's fine. Nothing happens. You know, it's NaNoWriMo and Camp Nano are really, really fantastic to take part in. I love the community, and I love the, you know, to push myself with the goals and the word counts and things. But you know, if we don't manage it, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. It really, really is. Anyway, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video, this little update, and hopefully I'll be sounding better in the next video that I film for you guys. Have an awesome rest of your day, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.